Good morning, America and the rest of the world. Xander J. Hobson here, stand-up comedian, entertainer, director and producer of boxing documentaries, and internet troll. To those who need internet trolling, this here's another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. I'm trying to grow the platform, so please subscribe. Like this video, share it, and by all means leave a comment in the comments section, because I enjoy checking out the feedback from these videos that I make, as well as exchanging opinions and points of views with you all. Folks, listen, I can't stress enough that I need you all to like and share my videos, even if you don't like them. Like and share them. Like and share them. You know, if I was a white guy or some cute little white chick, you would do what I ask, because we, as black people, we love everybody else, but we don't like each other, a lot of us. But nevertheless, I might be being shadow banned, so I need your full support. And listen, your support consists of hitting the like button and subscribing and sharing. Now, how goddamn hard is that? So anyway, right, I be in these YouTube spaces, and I be happening upon all types of individuals. And a lot of these individuals that I happen upon, they all have relationship advice. They all have relationship advice. And it becomes redundant, because if you've been in any barber shop, any locker room, around any dinner table full of men, it's the same goddamn thing. But men pretending that they know all there is to know about women, and women pretending that they know all there is to know about men. It's a lot of hogwash, you know. I'm not saying it ain't some good jewels in there, but for the most part, it's people putting their own spin on things. And in all actuality, you can't apply yourself to somebody else's situation, because you're not that person, they're not you, and you won't react the same. Now, I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that I know all there is to know about women. I'm not going to sit here and fake that. But I know some things about the opposite sex. And one of the things that I know about the opposite sex is, stop trying to figure them out. You can't figure them out. You know, because just when you think you know where they're going and what they're going to do next, they change the goddamn rule book on you. So stop trying to figure out the opposite sex, guys. If you're one of these guys out here, you're dating and you don't have a whole lot of experience, this is the one experience that I will share with you that I've used in my playbook that I apply. If it don't feel right, it ain't right. Point blank, period. Because we don't have the time, or you don't have the time, to hang around somebody for weeks, for months, maybe even years, only to realize that that bad feeling that you had in your gut at the very beginning was right. So that's one piece of advice I could give to any of you young guys or young ladies who's watching this video, who you might be a little bit inexperienced. If it don't feel right, it's not right. The end. And you move accordingly. Another thing I'm going to throw out there to you young fellas, again, you might not have a lot of experience. Use this piece of advice that I've used in my life as a rule. As long as you guys are getting along with each other, the relationship is respectful, and you guys are genuinely enjoying one another's company, and it doesn't seem to be any strings or bullshit attached to it, roll with that. Roll with that until you can't roll with that anymore. My son gave me the best piece of advice that I've ever heard from anybody, whether they be older than me, my age, or younger. My son said to me, Dad, do it till it ain't fun no more. And when it ain't fun no more, get out of there. Hey man, I'm not surprised that my son came up with a jewel, because he's my son. I'm an intelligent guy, and my father was an intelligent guy, and the guys that I got fatherly or avuncular advice from were intelligent guys. And I'm on here trying to build my profile, right, or build my platform by giving you youngsters some of the jewels that work for me, right? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack, but I'm not the dullest. But I tell you what, if an old hard head like me can navigate my way through life, business, and women as successfully as I did, hey man, I know a lot of you guys out there are way more brilliant than me. Number one, you guys got this internet. You know how to work these computers and these gadgets. I don't really know how to do any of this stuff. So if I can do it, you can take what I got and conquer the world with it. But at the end of the day, guys and girls, if you're out there listening, you want to roll with who makes you feel good. If it's fun, you guys are enjoying one another, hey man, you roll with that till you can't roll with that no more. And once you can't roll with it no more, you take a step back, you emotionally detach yourself from that person, and you get the hell out of it, man. Because life is too short to be miserable. You know, I listen to a lot of these guys. They want submissive women. They want women to be submissive. First of all, you'll never get women to be submissive in this day and time. You know why? Because women have their own money. Women don't need you. They want you. So if you understand that a woman, the average woman, doesn't need you, that they want you, you can move accordingly in that relationship. You always hear guys like Kevin Samuels talking about women like our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers. Well, listen, guys. Women like our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers, they were totally dependent upon those men that they were with, because that was during a time when there was a lot of discrimination against women, and women were pretty much damn near second-class citizens. They couldn't work. So because they couldn't work, they were totally dependent on the income of that man. And guess what? When you're spending your money, but more particularly when another person is dependent on your money, that person is going to be a lot more humble when they are totally dependent on you. Nowadays, gentlemen, these young ladies, they're not dependent on you. In a lot of cases, these women are making way more money than you guys, because females have that stick-to-it gene. They can multitask. They can raise kids and talk on the phone and go to school. Females are designed differently than us, guys. And if you understand that, you'll be all right. Again, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up, because I don't really like my videos to go beyond 10 minutes, 15 minutes if I'm pushing it. But at the end of the day, gentlemen, listen, man. Treat people how you want to be treated. And if that person is treating you fairly well, they're sucking you, they're fucking you, they're cooking for you, and they making you feel like a man, and the relationship is fun, at least 60% of the times, 51% of the time is not good enough for me. At least 60% of the time. You guys get along at a 60% ratio, you're in good shape. I personally try to be getting along with a person between at least 70% of the time. Because I don't want someone to agree with everything that I say and do, because you gotta have somebody in your corner who's going to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. So as I wrap this thing up, guys, just know, right? Stop trying to control women. Stop trying to figure out women. And just go in there and have a good time, man. And one last thing, because this is important, guys. This is, I think, the most important thing that I want to say to you all. For me, when I go into a relationship with a person, I want to say this. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I tell you one goddamn thing. I know what I'm not looking for. And when I was a younger guy, honestly speaking, I didn't date women with children. Now, I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't date women with children. I'm saying I didn't date women with children. That was one thing that I knew going in. I can't handle that. Now, I might got some pussy at the time, because it's like, hey, man, she's still a bad joint. I know I ain't going to mess with her like that on a serious note, but I'm going to get some of that leg. But, again, know what you're looking for. You might not be, but again, you might not know what you're looking for, but you know what you're not looking for. Another thing that was a deal breaker with me, I didn't mess with a woman who wasn't neat and clean and meticulous. Another thing, I didn't mess with a woman who wasn't neat, who wasn't about her money. I didn't mess with a chick that was needy. See, when I heard Kevin Samuels and those guys talking about women who are fit, feminine, and friendly, and pretty much dependent, I, for one, never liked chicks like that, because that meant that I was looking for somebody who was going to be in my pockets. I never wanted that thing. So, for the sake of the video not being long, fellas, stop trying to figure out women. That's number one. Number two, enjoy the relationship until you can't enjoy it no more. And my final tidbit for this particular video is, listen, you might not know what you're looking for, but be extra vigilant for what you're not looking for. Because if you don't like it in the very beginning, you damn sure not going to like it once you become more familiar with that person. Familiarity breeds contempt, and there's no need of going into a relationship with someone whom you don't like something about them. As I close, know this, guys. You wouldn't go to the car dealer and buy you a new car with a dent in it that had a knock in the engine or any other blemish. So why would you go into a relationship with somebody that has something going on that you don't like?
Ain't too many can do that at 72. Woo! One love,
Hey, man, I'm done with it. Bam.